ready? Ready. Let's do it. On top of running Doug Deals, my dad's also got a ton of projects going on the side. So, you know, we have a food truck there, tiny home, all this stuff. I could keep on going. We're kind of showing you guys what's going on, take you on a little spin.
So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna show you the tiny house that we picked up. One of these demo companies said, hey man, we gotta smash this and get it out of there. And I ended up getting a house mover that was willing to come try to pull it out. Had trees all around it. It was a real pain to get it out, but we got it. So let me see if I can get myself in here. Two bedrooms on top. It has a bathroom over here. It's got a living room, AC. We probably switch out that window unit and put in a mini split. We have a lot out in East Austin that would be a great place for this, but we have to get a permit, and I don't know if they'll let us permit these windows. It's got a pretty good little kitchen, lots of cabinets. It's 36 by 12 approximately. Cost us about, I think, $6K to move it to here from where it was. This came out of Liberty Hill, and then it's gonna cost us another $6K to move it to Austin. And then it's probably gonna be worth, sitting in Austin, probably be worth at least $1,200 to $1,500 a month out there, which would be a pretty good deal. All right, so next project that we're working on, got a couple of them over here. The first one was this little box truck that we were planning on turning into a RV, which we haven't done anything with yet.
I made a few designs, and then we were gonna raise the roof, and then I wanted to put an attic in it, and then...
Time and energy is always the problem.
Yeah.
This guy is also a potential project, this RV. It has some animal damage and its floor's been rotted out, but we're talking about redoing this. It runs fine.
This is kind of cool.
This guy, this we picked up from Coke. It's a refrigerated van that we're thinking about putting together a little refrigerated delivery service, but just got to figure out when we got time to mess with it.
All right, well, that's kind of hip.
All right, so...
A little impressed by that. What else you got?
So I'm actually vegan, and I had these friends they run an Indian vegan trailer, and it's some of the best Indian vegan food around. I'm not sure if they're out of country right now, but they haven't been here in a few weeks, but they also do catering and other stuff. So we let them park out here. We hooked up water, and we did some electrical work so they could plug in over there. We have lots of outdoor furniture that we put in. So we're gonna go look inside one of the smaller buildings we have and show you some of the other projects we got going on. We call this the annex.
Really?
I call it the annex sometimes. Yeah, this is kind of just our shop that we use, but we're turning it into more of a machining center. This is a router from a company that went out of business. It was a grow light company, and they were using these routers to make Illumitex lighting, which is pretty cool grow lighting. Now we just do all kinds of odd projects. This is a maple top table that the guy is a friend of mine. He's actually making gun cases out of this maple, and he's got it designed, you know, it's CNC, so he routers out this.
You ready?
Ready.
Let's do it.
We let all kinds of friends out here to use it. If they're not sure how to run the CNC, Kyle's really cool and he'll help people. He'll draw it out, and if they want to come help run it, we can, you know, run any parts you want. Anything aluminum or wood we can cut on this router. The other day I picked up this. It's a Bridgeport machining center. It's pretty small, but it's pretty good. We just got it powered up. We have a little bit of work to do to figure out how the controller works. It's a pretty old controller. We'd like to retrofit it, but I think at first we're gonna just try to use that. The same friend of mine that's working on that has got an order for a bunch of parts that we're trying to put together. We really need to get the EDM hooked up that I have, but we haven't hooked that up yet. I can show you it. We bought this EDM. Basically does stuff that a milling machine would do, except it uses a wire. So it has a brass wire that runs through there, and it puts, I think, electricity through the wire. I have not seen one of these working, but the wire runs through. You can see this bed moves back and forth into the wire depending on how you want to cut it.
That's so sick. So what are you going to try and make out of this? What does Kyle want to do with it?
He's got a bunch of projects that he thinks we can make money with them. So
basically, like, you guys could almost be machining for hire if somebody had enough money and they wanted to make parts and build stuff.
So once we get this stuff hooked up, the lab at UT said they need to get stuff built. Yeah, because they were getting stuff built originally in China, and then that didn't work out because of politics. Then they started going to India, and that is also a problem just because of the lead time is so long. And so, you know, if an engineer down at UT in the robotics lab wants to make something, they can even come out and freaking make it themselves here.
That's kind of sick.
So we don't care, we just, you know, we want to help them out. So Cube Spawn was a project that James Jones started, and I was, we would call, the enabler at the maybe chagrin of his significant other. He probably worked out here for 5 years on this project. But anyway, so the idea was that we were building CNC cubes that were basically 2 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot, and you could put anything you wanted in it. And we had ideas of having a library so anybody in the world could put stuff in the library, and if you wanted to build what that person was building, you could get paid in some crypto or something for each project. And we'd end up with a library with millions and millions of parts, and people could build whatever they wanted. They could build extra cubes out of the stuff. And most of this stuff to build these CNC pieces, like all this T-slot aluminum, is all recycled. We took it off of different types of parts. You can see all this T-slot's been cut up here. We had plastic stuff that would help with, you know, gliding parts across. We have all kinds of linear rails. This whole shop was rigged up to build those cubes. You could probably, if you go to cubespawn.com, I think you could kind of see what we're working on. 3 years ago, before a big fishing trip that a lot of us go on together, I talked to this guy and I said, hey man, we're gonna build our own rod building machines, and we want you to come over and train us on building rods. So I built all these. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I built 5 different rod making jigs that are for hand building rods.
So how does this work? Like,
so your rod rides in these wheels. These aren't lined up properly, but you can see these kind of come down here, and then you would have your thread in here, and you can manually spin the rod on these wheels. And you're gonna put the thread on either side of your guide, and then once everything's tight, then you epoxy that over. But this is Creeker's rod space. He gets this space for free just to make rods for people. He makes tons and tons of rods for people. You can see, like, he does a really cool wrap. You know, these are interesting grip parts. He repairs rods for people, or he builds, you know, whatever they want. All right, I got a couple of little things out back we can look at. So these are interesting. All these came out of A&M. These were grow chambers, and we're just trying to figure out what to do with those. They could be used again as grow chambers, or you could take the grow chamber top off and turn it into just a small walk-in. We also have a Sprinter van sitting over here waiting to get something done to it. This is another project. This is our yard dog, but the transmission went out and it's really difficult to get one. So I got this little RV that I picked up out near Brownwood, I guess maybe 5 or 6, 7 years back. We take it out to the river for white bass fishing, and so I just put solar on the top of it. It's got a little damage on the AC now. We had some hellacious hailstorms out here, but the solar seemed to make it through without any problems. The inside's nice, but it's got like 60,000 miles on it. Yeah, it's like a ton of solar, lithium batteries. It's nice when we're out camping.
Off-grid, don't have to worry about anything.
Yep.
So we're kind of shooting all Doug's projects and stuff, and he uses T-slot for like basically everything. It's kind of crazy. He built this greenhouse maybe 10 years back or more, all out of T-slot. It's pretty crazy. I mean, this is just little plastic stuff, and then we even have like the curved pieces of extrusion up there. I mean, he just, you know, reclaimed this from all kinds of stuff and used it for a cool project like this. This kind of shows you guys, I mean, there's a lot of things you can do. So let's show you guys a couple more things. He had a little idea of building bike trailers to haul his kayak to the lake. He did it a couple times, but these are pretty sick. Here's one of the lighter designs. It's like a single thing. You can put a kayak on here, right? And he had a little hitch that he would put on the back of his bike, and he made it all the way to the freaking lake with that, or with one of them. I mean, here's another one. This one's a little beefier, but this thing is so freaking stout, it's not even funny. I can show you guys one more thing if we want to go out to the front yard. I'll show you guys the back of my truck real quick, kind of cool. We also built a little system for camping, you know? So I just sleep on this thing right here. But you guys can see, I just built a little T-slot frame and then put this piece of plywood on top of here. And then this, you know, this is just a drawer slide, but it's sturdy enough that, I mean, you can stand on this thing, you know? And it's like way stout. You put all your kitchen stuff on there. Kind of cool, but it's just another thing that, you know, if you have a little bit of T-slot, a little bit of extruded aluminum, you can basically build anything you want and not have to weld. And then it's also, you know, so freaking sturdy, it's crazy.
We are. So this is the greenhouse project here. We just started tying steel to put the slab on top.
If y'all want to participate, like, we're here, dude. Like, stay tuned, man. I mean, we got more stuff coming all the time. Shorts are coming out almost every day, every weekday. We got new videos coming out once a week. Stay tuned, man. It's all happening. So we'll catch you guys in the next one. I got to get out of here, though.